Hey, what's up guys, I'm PGL and this September event was great in some ways and was not great in certain ways. Without talking a lot, let's get right in. So they started the event with the new Series Watch 8. So same display with new watch faces like Lunar, Astronomy, Metropolitan and Modular. You can apparently read it even when your wrist is down, which is great because the display is as bright, so you can just read it while your wrist is a bit down, which, as I said, pretty nice. But we have to see how bright it is, or will it lose battery life a lot or something like that. We just need to have it in real life and test it and just know it. This watch is swim and dust proof plus crack resistant. It has some emergency features like fall detection and a few more, but there is more new features to this watch. So they now added two new sensors. Okay, so temperature sensor on the back crystal and also under the display. So it's actually not totally new, two new sensors. It's just one new sensor that is just added in two different places. So yeah, if you're just wondering where is the another sensor, this is what I meant. So the temperature sensor, it helps improve your health, which I think is great for Apple users. Apple is saying this can detect small changes like 0.01 Celsius, which is pretty insane for a watch, I'm actually impressed with this. So to improve the battery life, they're adding low power mode to the watch, which improves the battery life as I mentioned. So it can go up to 36 hours when it's turned on. The watches comes in 4 colors for aluminum finish and 3 colors for stainless steel finish. Pricing starts at $399 US, and with cellular plus GPS it is $499 US. And the final thing on the watch upgrade is a new lineup, a completely new thing. The Apple Watch SE or the Apple Watch Series 8, it's a new one, it's a new name with a new features and a lot of new stuff. Okay, so I thought it was going to be called Watch Pro or something like that, because that's how rumors work. Rumors are saying it's just going to be Apple Watch Series 8 Pro or something like that, or Watch Pro, but apparently LG has that patent for that Watch Pro name. This is known as the Apple Watch Ultra. So this watch has completely new design. This case is made from aerospace grade titanium, whatever that means, but it is titanium. So this case extends up to protect the sapphire front crystal from edge impacts, which is the Watch 5 Pro, the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro. If you've seen that, it just sticks out a bit to protect the glass. This is similar to that. The digital crown is bigger in diameter and the button are standing out a bit. For those who wear gloves, it is easy to just click on it because you can just feel that when it's just standing out a bit, which is a really nice touch. So for this watch, there are 2 speakers, 3 microphones and the biggest battery in any Apple Watch, which improves the battery life. Yeah, it improves, as Apple saying it. So 36 hours of battery life on a single charge, and a new watch face is added, which can go red when you just dial the digital crown, which is pretty nice. New alpine loop, ocean band for swimmers and trail loop for endurance athletes. All models will start at $799 US. So that is all that impressed me on this watch styles. I'm not a watch person, so I don't wear a lot of watches, I don't even have a watch right now because I just broke it. Don't ask me why, but okay, so yeah, I just not a huge watch or watch health features type of person. So yeah, that is all just impressed me on this watch part. So if you want to know more about this watch, what are the features and so on, just watch a review when it's come out, when people just actually make a review about it and share their thoughts, and they will just explain all the features for you guys. So if you're interested, yeah, wait till the review comes out. Fine, let's move away from the watch and let's get into the AirPods Pro. So there's not a lot. I'm just going to like go forward a bit, like just highlight the main things. So there's a H2 chip which has high bandwidth connectivity. There's a new low distortion audio driver and a custom amplifier to power it. You can now use the true depth camera on the iPhone running iOS 16 to create a personal profile which improves audio. Theoretically, we have to just test it out how much it's improved, like when you actually use that feature. That is just all the features that is like upgraded to this AirPods Pro. I thought they will have a new design or something like that, but no, they're continuing with this design, which I think is pretty nice, So yeah, this starts at $249 US. And the most exciting part, okay, not the most, but probably like the second most exciting thing on this entire event, the new iPhone. So they just not first revealed the top of the line, like the highest end flagship of their lineup in the iPhone, but when they showed this clip, like this one, I was like, yeah, disappointed, completely disappointed. And then I just knew that it was only the iPhone 14 and the iPhone 14 Plus. So never mind, I guess. So this new iPhone 14 lineup has two display sizes, 6.1 inch and 6.7 inch for iPhone 14 Plus. 1200 nits of peak brightness, HDR10 Plus support, Dolby Vision, 2 million to 1 contrast ratio, which is insane, and haptic touch. Wow, like this is fantastic. I just thought maybe minor upgrades, or they just completely remove the mini, they'll just have 3 phones, but yeah, they're just still maintaining, but the size is different, that's all. Okay, so and with minor improvements and so on. Comes in 5 colors, and the chips are the same for this model, like the exact same chip from the last gen, like the Pro models, the iPhone 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. So yeah, the exact same chip, which means no like major improvements. They just improve the camera quality because of that chip's power. So yeah, I guess that's not a huge upgrade, because they just now like far ahead on the like the CPU and the GPU performance, not quite in the GPU, but like the overall performance of this chip is pretty high compared to the Android Snapdragon or the Exynos. So yeah, they just don't need to actually do a lot of upgrades to the chip. So I thought, how are they just going to manage this, because it is the same chip but from the low model. So how will people react, how would they respond, how would they manage this situation? But this is what they said.
A15 also powers innovative features.
Yeah, seriously, they just told it like a feature or like a new thing, I guess. So yeah, I just don't know how they just did it, but I went to the Twitter, and as I've seen for now, there's not a lot of mad people about this decision. So yeah, it was the same as I thought. So when we move to the camera section, it changes just a bit. So the main camera for this iPhone 14 lineup is larger, which improves low light performance, and sensor shift OIS is also available for like producing non-blurry videos and photos. But as I've seen on like Androids, they're just intentionally blurry or just looking artificial and not looking great. But maybe Apple just doing in a good way. So like, and also for the first time in the US, there will be no SIM trays available on the iPhones. Okay, all eSIM, which is I don't know, I've never used eSIM before, so I don't know how the experience is. So yeah, we have to see what people actually say about that. But all the other countries, as like they didn't mention it, but the other countries will have like the SIM trays. So no, like for the global version, it won't be like fully eSIM, which is nice. And they introduced a new feature, or like a new plan, subscription plan. So satellite messaging, which helps you when you don't have a tower connection. So after seeing the explanation, it's not a huge deal for me, at least. They also added a subscription after 2 years of buying the iPhone. For 2 years after buying the iPhone, it will be free. After 2 years, you need to pay for the subscription, which is like I get it that they just need to pay for the satellite and like the features, it all starts, and also they need money also. So yeah, that's how it works. But for that, if you actually pay for it, I don't know why, but if you actually pay for it, I don't know what to say. Well, the iPhone 14 starts at $799 US and the iPhone 14 Plus starts at $899 US. Well, the final boss of this event, the most excited part for me at least, the iPhone 14 Pro lineup. It's not even a lineup, it's two phone. Okay, it's a lineup. I just don't know why I say that. Okay, so this phone's design is identical to last year's 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max. Okay, but the cameras are a bit bigger. That's just what is happening nowadays. Like, cameras are getting bigger, the phone size remains still the same. So they have still the rough edges. It's not rough edges, but it's sharp edges. So yeah, it will still like hurt when you just hold it for a long time, like in this area, which is kind of bad. But if you just put a case, it just solves that problem. So it has a stainless steel enclosure and 4 new colors. The notch is kind of gone, because I just tweeted this when rumors are coming out about this pill-shaped design. Yeah, this is what I've tweeted. So yeah, there is still a notch. They just moved it like away from the bezel, so it doesn't look like a notch. It's more like a pill-shaped cutout. I wonder what the memes will be like medicine, you need to eat pills, you need to have pills or something like that, and he will just show the iPhone's pill, like something like that. I don't know. So they made the sensors somehow 30% smaller. The proximity sensor is now behind the display, and they added a new feature called Dynamic Island, which is transitions that shows incoming calls and Face ID plus more from the pill-shaped cutout, just like smoothly transitions, which looks pretty nice for me. So same sizes as the iPhone 14 lineup. So ProMotion, which can now go to 1 Hz HDR plus, that can just go up to 1600 nits of peak brightness and 2000 nits peak outdoor brightness, which is like the highest peak brightness ever recorded on a smartphone, which is pretty insane. Like, I'm telling you guys, these displays are getting so brighter that you just don't need to add the brightness more, because it just loses the battery life. So yeah, this just like completely visible even when you're just standing under the sun. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. Finally, always on display that will be go like to 1 Hz and smooth transition like on the Pixels. Always on display, just smoothly transition when you turn off the display and just goes to that mode, which is pretty nice, and still remaining the skin tone because of people just working on Apple to make that happen. So yeah, finally we have an always on display. I'm actually surprised, because Apple is just now adding their features that the people are just begging Apple for like many years, and they're just slowly adding these features. Nice work, Apple. Well, talking about the performance, this Pro lineup is powered by the new A16 Bionic chip, which has 16 billion transistors and built with 4nm process for efficiency and great performance. This new chip is 40% faster than the competition, which means like the Snapdragon and the Exynos and overall the older iPhones, I guess that's what means the competition. This new chip also has a GPU that uses 50% more memory bandwidth. Okay, not uses, it has 50% more bandwidth. Okay, also a display engine that has been added to this chip that helps for always on display, peak brightness control and anti-aliasing. And the cameras are getting a huge upgrade. After so long, they are upgrading their pixel, like megapixel size. It goes from 12 megapixel all the way up to 48 megapixel. That's 65% larger. The sensor is like 65% larger than last year's model. Because of this large sensor, this captures more light for low light performance while retaining 12 megapixel photo size. I wonder, will they have a 48 megapixel option when you just shoot the like aspect ratio or something like that? Where will they have it? Will they have it on the camera settings or like the camera app itself? We have to see whether we can shoot it at like 48 megapixel or not. We have to see. They added a new 2x telephoto option that crops into 12 megapixel in the sensor to give great pictures without having a optical sensor. Well, we have to see how much it looks like good when you compare to the Samsungs or other things, smartphones that have a optical sensor that is built in. We have to see how it compares to that, like physics and like cropping into that. We have to see how it performs. Well, you can shoot it at 48 megapixel at Pro RAW, which is nice. The ultra wide camera is also larger, which helps getting better macro shots. These iPhone 14 Pro models can shoot ProRes with Dolby Vision HDR, and this iPhone 14 Pro still starts at $999 US and the 14 Pro Max starts at $1099 US. Well, those are the things that they officially announced. If you like watching this type of videos covering up the events and like making things like the highlighted stuff, making into one video to people understand easily. If you like those type of videos, yeah, consider subscribing. If you only like it, okay? Not for me. If you just like watching this type of information videos, yeah, then only you subscribe. So yeah, hopefully you have a nice day. Catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.